Some of the greatest works of art in human history weren't just products of talent. They were created by people who understood one powerful, hidden truth that modern society has largely forgotten. Sexual energy is not just meant for reproduction. It is, at its core, raw, creative energy. Think about it. The same force that is capable of creating human life, the most complex biological machine on the planet, is the same force that can be harnessed to create music, groundbreaking ideas, world-class art, and inventions that change the course of history. When you practice semen retention, this energy doesn't just sit there, it builds. It becomes a pressurized fuel within you. And the question that determines your life's trajectory is simple. Will you waste that energy in a moment of fleeting pleasure, or will you use it to create a masterpiece? We need to understand how this works on a psychological level. When sexual energy builds inside your body, it naturally seeks a way out. It wants expression. If it has no constructive outlet, your mind begins searching for the easiest path to release, pleasure. This is why urges can feel so overwhelming. It's not that you're weak, it's that you have a massive amount of internal energy with nowhere to go. That is when the urges appear. But what if you stopped looking at an urge as a problem to be solved by release? What if you saw it as a signal? A signal that you have a surplus of creative fuel ready to be ignited. History is filled with individuals who discovered a different path. Instead of releasing their energy physically, they learned the art of transmutation. They channeled it directly into their work. Painters turned that raw desire into vivid canvases. Writers turned the intensity of their focus into legendary stories. Musicians took that internal tension and translated it into powerful, soul-stirring melodies. Even inventors used this energetic buildup to fuel groundbreaking ideas that others couldn't even imagine. They didn't suppress the energy, they transformed raw desire into creative brilliance. You might ask why this works. The answer lies in something psychologists call the flow state. Creativity demands an extreme level of focus. When you enter a creative state, something incredible happens to your brain. Time disappears. You become so fully absorbed in the process of making something that your mind no longer has the capacity to focus on physical urges. During the flow state, your brain redirects that restless energy into imagination and problem solving. This is why many of the world's greatest artists say their best ideas come during periods of intense emotional or energetic buildup. They weren't fighting the energy, they were riding it like a wave. The energy was redirected, not wasted. Now let's get practical. You might be thinking that you're not a professional artist, but here is the secret. Your creative outlet does not need to be perfect, it only needs to exist. The goal isn't to win an award, the goal is to transform energy into expression. Think about what resonates with you. It could be journaling, emptying your internal tension onto the page. It could be drawing or painting, visualizing the energy. It could be digital art or video design, using technology to build a vision. It could be making music, turning that internal vibration into sound. Or it could be building something with your hands. When you create something, you're converting internal tension into external expression. This process releases mental pressure while strengthening your discipline and focus. To make this work, you need a system. Think of it as a creative ritual. Dedicate 20 to 30 minutes every single day to creating something. No distractions, no phone, no judgment, just pure expression. And when an urge hits during your attention journey, do not try to fight it with willpower alone. Instead, immediately switch to your creative activity. Open your notebook, start sketching, compose a melody, write down 3 business ideas. Within minutes, you will feel the shift. Your mind will move from the lower centers of desire to the higher centers of imagination. The same energy that was pushing you toward distraction is now fueling your progress. When you master the creative spark, you stop being a slave to impulses. Instead of consuming fleeting pleasure, you become someone who creates value. History shows us that the most impactful individuals lived with intense internal energy, but they didn't let it consume them. They directed it. Sexual energy is not your enemy. It is raw, creative power waiting for your command. When you learn to channel that power into art, ideas, and expression, you stop being just a consumer of the world. You become a creator within it. That is the true power of the creative spark. Stay focused, stay creative, and keep building.